And we are in line 6. Then they cried out to the Lord in their trouble, and he delivered them out of their distresses, and he led them forth by the right way. So let's go to 6. So then they cried out to the Lord in their trouble, and he delivered them out of their distresses. And so that sends us to Psalm 50, line 15. And we're going to have a lot of scriptures going back to Psalm 50. All right. And remember, I am reading from the New King James Version of the Bible. New King James Version. So Psalm 50, 15, that says, Call upon me in the day of trouble. I will deliver you, and you shall glorify me. So once God delivers us out of trouble, then we should go glorify him. And that's only right that we do that for the Lord. And then so he delivered them out of their distresses. 7, and he led them forth by the right way, that they might go to a city for habitation. Remember, they found no city to dwell in. That's what line 4 was saying. And then so he said he led them forth by the right way, so they can find a city for habitation, a city to dwell in. Now this sends us to Ezra 8:21. Now I was thinking we had a reference scripture to Ezra from Psalm 106, and I'm thinking, remember, if this is an anonymous psalm is written by Ezra or anonymous, so we don't know who wrote it. But if they're giving us reference scriptures from Ezra, maybe Ezra probably wrote this. You know, Ezra 8:21 for a reference scripture that says, Then I proclaimed a fast there at the river of Ahava, that we might humble ourselves before our God, to seek from him the right way for us and our little ones and all our possessions. And so that's important. And when we're seeking something from God, we have to make sure we proclaim a fast. We're giving up something for him, to let him know that, hey, I'm not but letting God know that, sir, I'm not relying on these things right here. I'm giving them up in your name, and I don't want anything to control me. I want you to control me, sir, and so I'm just given up a fast for you. And then so that's what he did. So he proclaimed a fast there at the river. He humbled himself before God and sought him for the right way for him and his people and his family. And so that's that. And then we're going back to Psalm 107. Then it says in line 8, Oh, that men would give thanks to the Lord for his goodness and for his wonderful works to the children of men. Now this line right here starts a refrain. And so we're going to have that about, maybe 2 or 3 more times, that we're going to have this same little phrase here. So we call it a refrain. So clearly it is an anthem. It is a song, all right? So, oh, that men would give thanks to the Lord for his goodness and for his wonderful works to the children of men. And so, we're going to read those again in Psalm 107, 15, 21, and I think, and 31. All right, so I'm not going to go to those because we're eventually going to get to those, but it just to show that those refrains are going to be showing up. And then line 9, our theme line, it says, For he satisfies the longing soul, and that's the title of this theme. For he satisfies a longing soul and fills a hungry soul with goodness. And so in this right here reminds me what, I have to go to it, the Sermon on the Mount. The Sermon on the Mount, where Jesus had said in Matthew 5, Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they shall be filled. All right. And then so for he satisfies the longing soul, and he fills a hungry soul with goodness. And indeed he does. And that goodness is with himself, because you thirsting, you hunger, after him, and you're thirsty after him, and he's gonna what? He's gonna fill you with those good things, and he's gonna fill you with, his righteousness, because that's what the soul is longing for. Really, the soul is longing for, and God is going to satisfy it. And so let's go ahead and pause here, and we'll pick it up in our next stanza.